trust the thing that you are going to take it forward. But you know, it's just this part of the world that we used to judge like this, because otherwise we know that UK and reputable universities, they only have very good projects and they take it forward because this is how they are teach to do.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Then we'll give the floor to Cosma. After education, we switch to playing, to gaming. Actually, it's more to playing than to gaming.
To engaging, yes.
Engaging, exactly.
Engaging in sports.
Welcome, Cosma.
Thank you very much, Janu. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, everyone. It's nice to meet you. Also, thank you and congratulations to Manjinder. It was a great presentation, and I'm happy to share this round with you. I'll just go ahead and share my screen as well. Please confirm that you can see it.
We see it.
Great. So my name is Cosma Wolkonsky, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Yepp, the new social sports betting app. What we have done at Yepp is we have created an app that allows sport fans all over the world to bet on sport events, on any sport event, directly between one another and experience the full fan engagement journey. The sports betting market in itself is ready for innovation. It has long maintained its impersonal, untransparent, and highly badly reviewed approach towards trying to get money out of the pockets from sport fans and into the pockets of the bookkeepers. What us at Yepp have created and defined is a solution in which sport fans can stay connected to the game, can bet different, and bet social directly with one another while experiencing the full fan engagement experience and get back closer to one another and to the sport. The industry that we are addressing is obviously a very big one. As we know, sports betting has been around for decades, and the official number is that the market is worth 200 billion right now, with a big increase of digitalized sports betting in the future to come. Especially in current times, the whole industry is looking for digitalization, and with digitalization comes innovation. Therefore, our mission is to change the way people bet and socially interact on their favorite sport events together with their friends. We have created a product that, from our point of view, covers the full fan engagement cycle. And this, I have to tell you honestly, this started with myself even. I'm an avid sport fan. I've been doing sports and following sports my whole life. And over the course of us producing our product, these are all features that we have created and realized that in the sports market niche that we are tapping into currently do not exist in one full platform. So the way that we see the full fan engagement cycle is on 3 pillars. Obviously, number one is to be aware of what sports is happening right now. Are your favorite competitions on? Where is it? Then the second step to sports engagement is to know where you can watch the sport, be it online. Sports media rights are being distributed all around right now. In Germany, for example, the Bundesliga is at 4 different sports broadcasters. Us as sport fans, we do not know anymore who is broadcasting our favorite games. So in Yepp, we have implemented a simple feature that just gives you a pop-up in the territory that you are right now, which match is available on which broadcaster. What we have also implemented in Yepp is a local sports bar locator. So if me and my friends are right now in Moscow and we want to see the Champions League final in a bar and we've never been there, we don't know which bar is near us, we don't know what game they're showing and so on. We have implemented a sports bar locator that shows you all of the sport bars around you. And this is also a feature that in the future we are looking to bring to the sport bars in a very simple and automated manner, in which they have a simple interface in which they can select which sport event they are showing right now, so that the users on Yepp have the opportunity to know exactly what sports bar they're going to. In other words, we're creating a communication platform between local sport bars and global sport fans. And to close the cycle of engagement, is if you are able to put a friendly wager between you and your friends. The pure essence of sports betting is to keep people more engaged in a sports event. If you have something to win or lose personally, you're going to be much more engaged in the event. You're going to cheer with your friends, you're going to defeat with your friends, but at the end we all come together and are, you know, enjoying the sports event together. Right now, Yepp is developed in a way that you can bet on your friends directly on absolutely anything you want. You can bet on who buys the next beer, who wear the rival of your jersey. If you're Manchester United, you have to wear Liverpool jersey if you lose the bet. And we are right now in the process of obtaining 2 sports betting licenses from Malta and the UK in order to later on also implement real money bets directly between friends in our app. Our go-to-market types, as I just mentioned, are built on 2 different pillars. So we have the leisure betting app, which is highly scalable. There's no monetary betting available in the app, but this also comes with a lot of freedom. As we know, the sports betting market is highly regulated. So our leisure betting app is a great tool to scale users to be able to create their own friends group, bet on one or multiple sport games, sport events, however they want, but also for us to partner with local sport clubs or local sports broadcasters in order to give them a tool in which they can engage their communities and their customers and loyalize them. In other words, right now we have created a pilot project here in Romania with one of the largest sports broadcasters, where we have created a competition over 6 months that is sponsored by them, by the Clever Media Group. And within this competition, we are creating rankings, weekly rankings, daily rankings, and Clever Media Group is sponsoring great prizes such as tickets to the UEFA Champions League final, tickets to the Europe League final, and so on. As well as the bar network is something that is essential for our leisure betting platform, because we will be launching in cities. So we will be able to target city communities, which then are automatically also coupled with the local sports bar network. Once we are licensed in late Q1, early Q2 of next year, 2022, our main goal is to be a licensed sports betting operator in as many territories as possible. So once we are licensed by Malta and the UK, obviously there are certain countries that we will be able to launch and license our operations by ourselves. But what's the beauty of this as well is that we will also be able to attract and approach markets in which the barriers to entry for a local sports betting license are very high, such as Germany, where the betting license costs 7 million euros, and we are a startup, so this is not in our intention right now, but we will be able to partner with already existing sports betting operators who hold a local license and offer them a tool in which they can integrate an additional sports offering and have access to a market niche that they did not have access to before. Our launch plan in phase 1 is as follows. We currently have launched in Romania a soft launch during the European Championship of 2021. We've had extremely good learning curves from this. We integrated a lot of customer feedback and improved our UI, UX, and are now preparing a launch plan for 9 key cities in January of 2022. These key cities are, as you can see here, the biggest sports cities in Europe. Obviously, big sports cities, big sports communities with a big local sports entity and a big international and local sports following. Once we are launched, we will roll out phase 2, as I said, latest by Q2 of next year, in which we can operate as a licensed betting operator in the following cities: Sao Paulo, Vienna, Salzburg, and Toronto, as well as extending overseas to Boston and New York and Australia in the leisure betting, in order to approach and target good partnerships in those areas as well and scale our user base. The competition shows for us the following. The sports betting has had the same approach throughout the years, as I've said before, and peer-to-peer betting per se is a very new concept still, and something that has not been developed right now. There has been some sorts of development in this industry, such as Wager, that was the first app that really tapped into this and allowed sport fans to place simple bets between one another. They were acquired even prior to them being launched by BetBull, which is one of the bigger international sports betting operators. So the market is very fresh. The market does show demand, and what we see is that we really have built a truly from sport fans for sport fans app that allows sport fans to engage in sport events differently and excitingly between them and their friends. Our founding team is myself, Cosma. I've dedicated my whole career to sports. I've had a brief professional sports career as well, afterwards studying sports management, international business, and working for big sports companies such as DAZN and IMG. Paul Radu, who is also my co-founder, he has great experience over 26 years in business and advertisement, and he's the partner of a local company of international advertisement companies with over 200 employees, and knows what it means to build and maintain a successful business. Ionuț, our CTO, has great entrepreneurial background as well. He was a co-founder of the Romanian ticketing company Yepp. And additionally, we have one project manager, front-end developer, two back-end developers, a UI UX team, and a social media manager. And by the end of this year, we will also onboard one CFO and one marketing director to join our team. Our seed investment right now is a total round of up to 800,000 euros. 300,000 euros we have already secured by a lead investor from a private investment fund from US in Chicago. And we are currently raising up to 250,000 euros on Seedlink, which we will, with this money, we will focus to grow towards a Series A in Q1, Q2 of next year, and primarily focus on product, which also entails a big part of production, of course, because as a sports betting operators, there's a lot of requirements and a lot of regulations that your platform has to adhere to, as well as growth and team in terms of marketing and expansion. Thank you very much. We are Yepp Between Friends, and it is my pleasure to have been able to share our concept and our vision with you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Cosma. It's been a very nice presentation that you delivered.
Thank you.
Actually, everything is nice in what you're doing. And we started to discuss in late spring, I think.
Yeah.
And since then, you did a lot of things. You kept your promises, which is a very good thing when you have a medium-term relationship. So from our point of view, we are more than happy to present you, to list you to the investors. So my first question is, you presented a series of cities where you are going to be active. Is that because the license is on city only, or it's a country license?
No, so the licenses are for an entire jurisdiction. So if we have a UK license, it's for all of the UK minus Northern Ireland in this case. But what we have focused and what we have realized is that from previous trial campaigns is that if we try to target and launch in an entire country, there is a lack of focus. For us, it is much more, the beauty of sports is that we know where sport fans are, right? It's not like trying to sell a nutrition where you have to, out of 10 people, have to estimate who might want a nutrition supplement or not. We know where sport fans are. They're in the sports stadiums, they're on sport blogs, they're in sport pubs, in their communities. So in order to launch a successful sports product, which is based around community, we are focusing on the main cities in our neighborhood. Obviously, we're from here. I'm from Germany. We're conglomerate. We are looking at these communities to target them. And the social aspect of our app also entails that we are highly optimistic that there will also be a very organic part of it. So if I reached you, Yonuts, and you like the app and you have 3 other friends that you're saying, hey, look, we have this cool app, we can play together, we can play in competitions that are sponsored by big brands and win cool prizes and so on, you will tell them about it. Because you cannot, the big differentiator for us versus the classic sports betting operator is that you need at least 2 players to play against one another. It's not 1 player versus the house. And this is why we are rolling out city by city versus country by country.
Okay, since you gave me this answer, I'm coming back to your business model because I suspect that a lot of people are thinking about this.
Yeah.
Your business is somehow split or will be split in 2.
Yeah.
Is peer-to-peer betting what you are doing right now, and after we get the license, is gonna be a house where you can bet, or what's the difference between being licensed and not being licensed?
Okay, good question, because that's a very important point for us to clarify. So our intention is absolutely not to ever become a sports betting house where we offer 1 player to bet against us. And if he loses, we make the money. Absolutely not. Well, we're also not getting this type of license. We are getting a betting exchange license, which allows us purely to facilitate a bet between 1 user and the other user. So as you said, we have 2 different approaches. That's true, because we have the leisure betting version, which is non-licensed. And that purely means that sports fans are able to bet on anything they want between each other that is non-monetary. So they can write their own stakes. We have some pre-selected for them, but they can also write, as I said, buy the beer, do 50 push-ups, whatever they want, anything non-monetary. Once we are licensed, this will purely be an add-on to this concept, which allows users to actually deposit money into the app, to actually withdraw money in the app, and able to, I can tell you, Yonuts, tonight there's Real Madrid against Barcelona. Let's play on it. I bet you 10 euros. And then you say, okay, I accept, and we place our bets, and the pot is 20 euros. And if you win it, then you get 19 euro 80, because 20 cents is a commission revenue for us. So this is how it works. It will never be 1 player versus the house. It will always be between friends. And here, the beauty is that there will always be a winner, and one of this winner is always one of your friends. So it's, our goal is not to bet huge amounts of money to take it away from the sport fans. It's for them to have a tool. Sports wagering has always existed. If sport people have looked, if sport friends have watched a game together, they always had a bet. Man, I know this is going to happen, or this team is going to win, or so on. It happens. Now they have a tool in which they can do really complex sport bets as well. So it's not just who wins or who loses. They can also bet on the exact scorer, on the exact who's going to score, and so on. And this is probably a follow-up question, and sorry, I'm rambling about this, but it's for you to better understand how we do it. We have real betting odds on every outcome, and we convert them into points. So therefore, we are always able to give you a clear ranking of who is number 1, 2, 3, or 1,000 if you're playing in a big group of friends and on multiple games.
Yeah, I get it. So now that you don't have a license, you just facilitate users to play against each other based on different bets, like push-ups or whatever. So you are not allowed to take any penny for nothing, for none of the services that you are providing.
No, exactly. That is correct. Right now, people are not allowed to deposit or withdraw money in our app, which is a huge, huge upside in terms of scalability. This allows us to as I said, we are right now, this past week, we have partnered with our first big media partner to give users an exciting competition in which they can enter, everybody can play against one another, and they can win super cool prizes. What we've also done a couple of weeks ago is we've partnered with the official BVB Borussia Dortmund fan club in Romania as a pilot project, where we are keeping them engaged. They're betting on every in their community, betting on every single game of the Bundesliga of the top 6 teams. And every week they can win cool prizes. At the end of every month, they're winning one official Dortmund jersey, and the final prize will be 1 ticket to the Dortmund game. This right now is facilitated by us in order to prove that it works and that people are wanting and using this product. But our goal is to have the leisure betting app as a tool and partner directly with Borussia Dortmund and say, guys, look, you can have this tool in which you can loyalize, engage your entire community, have people from India and Germany and Spain bet on your team, and you can give them amazing experiences, engage, keep customers engaged with your sports brand over an extended period of time, all while, you know, having fun.
I assume this business of yours is gonna be split in 2 very different parts. I mean, you should probably have two sales teams, two teams that are going to invent features, to innovate, to add on.
Well, it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand because the split is very different. The split in terms of the markets that we are allowed to operate in as a licensed operators are very clear. For example, the UK, we have a UK sports betting market. The UK is the biggest market here in Europe, and we will be able to operate as a licensed betting operator in the UK, meaning people can bet on real money. But the social aspect and the social concept of what we are doing remains the same. The features remain the same. They have the chat. They are able to create their groups. They are able to invite their friends and share with their friends the kind of, and they're not, even once we are licensed, they can still bet on, if they want to bet on something simple like a beer or on a real money stake. So as I said, it's an add-on.
Yeah, I get it. So how do you see your future in the next coming months or 1 year? Mm-hmm. So what are we going to do?
So very good question, because of course we have a lot of expansion plans, and in terms of our product, since it's sport-based, we also have a real life calendar that we have to adhere to. So sports is a 365, 24/7 event, and our product is directly linked to what is happening in the sport world. So in terms of the 1 year vision is, this is also one of the big reasons why we have chosen to advance with our investor from the US, because he's very well connected within the sports world. 1 year from now, we have the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, which will happen in November, a little bit less than a year from now, which will be an absolute climax point of sports engagement and sports momentum within the world. It will be the first time that 32 countries are participating in the Sports World Cup. As we know, the Sports World Cup events and finals are the most watched sport events in the world, and the momentum around these competitions is very high, and something that we want to be a part of, something that we definitely believe we will and can be a part of, and be able to have our product in the hands of as many sport fans as possible.
Yeah, and longer than 1 year, because theoretically these sort of startups like yours are on for a big number of users, and then after a couple of years you actually sell the big number of users. How do you see this?
Absolutely, straight to the point, Yunus. So we have a very clear vision of building up our user base in the leisure markets, of building our licensed operations in the countries that we can, and then also franchising this to other, to partnerships with other operators, to grow the business as big as possible. But what's very clear for us is that our intention, and that the history and evolution of the industry shows, that there's a high likelihood that at one point we will be bought by one of the big sports betting operators that are always looking to gain a competitive edge, and we will have so much data and so much information, and especially also such a unique tool that they can, we've spoken to one of the, I think he was number 2 of the Italian sports betting operators right now. And they said that they have tried one time a couple of years ago to integrate a social betting tool in order to reach new customers. They said that the people that were on their social betting tool, which was no money, they could just, it was a prediction, let's say, 60% of these people, of these customers, then converted into their actual betting operations. This is hugely, hugely valuable for any betting operator in the market, especially because, as you can see, the market is saturated, competition is very high because it is a cash cow, and companies are always looking to gain a competitive edge, and Yepp will be a good facilitator of this.
Okay, Cosma, thanks a lot for everything.
Absolutely.
Your answers were right to the point.
Absolutely.
I want to finish this by asking both of you, Manjinder and yourself, how would you recommend your pitch, your startup to the investors? Why would the investors put money on you? And I'll start with Manjinder because he was the first.
So in my experience and looking at like past history in the market, the most successful indicators of investment are the offering, so like the product, the team. But the third one is the one that's quite awkward. It's the timing. Now, 6-bit have an incredible product. You know, AI and tens of responses is amazing. It's great. It's got a pretty good team too. It's got experience in selling internationally. It's got advisors who've exited unicorns. So that's great. But what about that timing? With the timing, right now we're in a world where education has become digital. It's been forced to become digital over the last 12 to 18 months. And the current focus has been on delivering content, delivering lessons, delivering lectures over the internet. The next natural focus is going to be assessment. So what better a time to invest in education technology, an assessment platform than one right now?
Yeah, this is true. I never thought about it, but actually timing is the most important issue in terms of development, because we saw very good products, actually genius products, that failed at the beginning because they were before their time. And we saw some normal products that had huge successes because they were right in time with their presentation. So yeah, true. You have the first two advantages for sure, and let's hope that the third is with you as well. Thanks a lot, Manjinder, and we switch now to Cosma to ask him the same question. Give me 2 reasons why investors are going to put money on you.
Absolutely. And I also think Manjinder brought it right to the point with listing the 3 topics why why people would invest in a company. In regards to us, sports is here to stay. I mean, sports is something that has been around for obviously 100 years, and that is evolving at a rate. The money that is being pushed into the industry, I'm not even thinking about e-games yet, just classic sports is very big and very excited. We as a team, we are building, I think also that there's a great mix in our team of experience in business and young and driven, passionate sports fans and fanatics themselves that really just want to bring the product into the hands of people like ourselves. And I think that our vision is one that is absolutely scalable and feasible because sport fans are around the world. And me as a sport fan, I would love to be able to use my product, and the market has already shown us that other sport fans would want the same. And in terms of also, because you mentioned timing is very important, so obviously I must address that as well. But timing definitely also applies to us, because prior to what has happened now, sports betting, as I said, it's been there and it has the same approach. Now, with a lot of online sports betting people, some of the biggest sports betting operators didn't even have a website. Now they're putting websites. So people are understanding and getting more adept to using these kind of quick tools between one another. I think the timing in our sense is right. The vision is right. We have the right team that shares the same vision. So we are very excited about what we are doing, and we are very excited about bringing this to other users, and would be happy to bring some of SeedBlink's investors along for the journey.
Yeah, I told you that I've tested your product somehow last summer with the boyfriend of my daughters, which is a Dutch guy.
Yeah,
and they kept communicating by WhatsApp and making all kind of shits with their bets. And I said, yeah, but there is Yepp. Why don't you go to Yepp and then you just bet against each other? And he said, no, this is not possible. I mean, this is just something that we invented. It can't be that it exists.
That's what I'm saying. It has always been there. Sports betting between friends has always been there, but they haven't had a tool. And especially they haven't had a tool that allows them to do it to the extent that we do. Now it's there, and we want you users to use it.
Okay, so hoping that we created the best education engagement environment here.
Absolutely.
We just thank all the people that were tonight with us and all the 7,500 that are going to see the pitches. And we hope that they are going to invest actively in the campaigns.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Goodbye. So
Thank
long,
you,
and we keep each other in touch.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Manjinder, all the best, and we'll see each other soon.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.